Hi, 7:30-ish. Here we go again. And let's see you one year. Merry Christmas and New Year soon. So we're in the middle of it now. It's a funny period between Christmas and New Year because nobody knows really what's going on. Check out how you doing. Hope you all had a great Sunday. Yeah, good day. Sunday, isn't it? Yeah, Sunday. Take care. Evening, Steve. How are you doing? Hope everyone's okay. It's a very quiet time this. However, a lot of people are going to go back to work tomorrow. And that's what I mean by the title post Christmas blues. Well done. Had a sober Christmas. It's the best way, isn't it? Hi, Jonathan. Best way of sober Christmas. You know what you've been doing. You enjoyed your food, probably enjoyed a bit of company. Company get a bit much, mind. But you know what I'm saying. You haven't had to hide booze and sneak away and pretend you got the loo 50 times and take the dog out 12 times just so you can get a sneaky drink in, No sneaky drinking, just relax. And that's the one thing that's pretty paramount in all of this, being able to relax without alcohol. Because you're constantly on the search for more booze, aren't you? Or worried about whether you'll run out, or worried about where you're going to get the next drink tomorrow, I used to worry about the weather as well. Would a taxi pick me up? Would I be able to get anything delivered? Would I be all this sort of thing? Like overstressing. Massive, massive stress involved in being an alcoholic. Not just physically, but mainly mentally. Your mind goes and then you worried all the time about restocking because I used to think, well, if I lose all my booze, I use that's a good word, phrase, lose all my booze, or I run out, then I'm going to have a seizure. I'm going to have massive withdrawal. I'm going to have problems. That takes a lot of stress away. You don't have to worry, doesn't it? You don't have to worry about what people think of you anymore because you're all good and you're ready for anything and you're reliable and you're decent. I remember going back after certain holidays and Christmas times, I'd be so worried about going back, so apprehensive, so anxious, and the anxiety would take over. It's a horrible feeling when you feel so anxious, isn't it? And you feel just dreadful all the time. I became paranoid. I've heard a lot of people report that the anxiety turns into paranoia. They think everyone's watching you, and you'll know you're in all the shops. And all. Really, people don't care what you're doing. That's what I'm about. You only learn that, and you feel that when you're sober. Hi, Samara, how are you? Check out we all ate too much food, and the day after, no hangover. Yesterday, we cleaned the apartment before it wasn't possible to do that. Of course, it wasn't. No, you can't do anything when you're hungover, can you? I mean, I spent days, probably weeks, hungover, trying to just get over it. As I got older, hangover was virtually impossible to get rid of. To be fair, it was just constant. This cycle of hangover, drink again to get over the hangover, and take the pain away of the hangover, and it just becomes a roller coaster, doesn't it? It's a roller coaster. Yeah, thanks, tomorrow. Well done, Trinker. Yeah, nice sober sort of spell you've had there, isn't it? Christmas and over the weekend. You can't bother to clean the flat. You can't even bother to clean yourself when you're in the midst of active addiction, because you just become dysfunctional. None of this functioning. You're a dysfunctional person. You don't do anything correctly. Hello, John. How are you doing? You don't look after yourself, your flat, or your car, or nothing. Scooter, how are you doing, Scooter? Nice to see you. Got 1, 2, 3 moderators on. Wow, that's amazing. Well done. I hope you all had a good Christmas. So I did. It's been good. I just hope that everybody can, get through the new year. I don't think many people have relapsed. I think a couple of people have got messages from said had a bit of a relapse, but that's to be expected. It's part of the game, isn't it? To to have this relapse time when you're recovering. I suppose it is. I mean, I don't know anybody who's actually gone from being a heavy drinker to being sober for life. I think most people will have relapses because they're chasing what used to be there, which is a bit of a buzz when you're younger and all this sort of thing. But it's gone now, isn't it? Our relationship is much better now, too. Husband is almost a month sober, also. That's brilliant, you see. Everything settles down. You become a better person, don't you? With that sort of steadiness, everything will be easier. Hello, Richard. Nice to see you. I worked on Christmas. It was fun, actually. Good. Yeah, it's better than being on the booze. Anything's better than being on the booze, isn't it? Hey, so recovery is the game of snakes as it is, mind. Yeah, up and down, totally. And you never get a break from it, Well, I'm saying that people are being in the same mess as me. Some even worse. It's just like an ongoing battle every day to stay afloat. There's some more know about that. But you know what I'm saying? Uh, I think I just functioned at a very low level, and I was dysfunctional the rest of the time. It just became an impossible life, and that's when your mind will get rocked to bits. And then in the end, you've seen the videos of what we have anyway. When I was just getting out of this unclean bed into an unclean apartment, just an unclean life, really, all sorts of ways. I'm very surprised I didn't drift in at that point to some other drugs. I was never tempted to do that. I know a lot of people who've got the bottom and then have tried other substances, but it was never offered to me, and I'm not sure I would have tried it. But I'm glad I didn't. Let's put it that way, because anything else would have just maybe tipped me over the edge. I now know that if I do drink again, I'm gone. And that's it. So every day is a good day. That's why you got to keep positive. And for those of you who think you could just try one, you can't. It's impossible to do that. I've done a couple of videos, I've done a couple on TikTok as well about social drinking is out of the game for us. We can't do it. We're finished past it. It's too late. My mate from school became my best man, who's unfortunately passed away. He, not from alcohol, somebody else. He said to me, "We're going to slow down that drinking, Steve, because one day you'll not be able to drink at all." Here I am. Drinking. I saw so many drunk people when we went home from Christmas dinner at my mother's. I bet you did. Yeah. Spent a fortune on Christmas lunch out somewhere, and got themselves pissed up, and they'll regret it the next day. They'll be regretting it tonight when they've got to go to work tomorrow. To go up every day above ground is a good day. So totally right. My dad used to say that. He said there's a lot of people worse off than you 6 foot under. It's true that, though, isn't it? The alternative is not good. But I've passed a pub a day with people in who are still drinking, who I know have got liver disease, I know today the day, and they've got serious health issues. Sensible guys as well. Some of them have been told, you've got cirrhosis of the liver, you should come off the booze or drink fruit juice or something. One guy I saw a few months ago was told he had 6 months to live. If you start drinking again, he said to me, I'll give 0% Guinness a go for a month. So that's not giving up, is it? You'll be dead soon. You can't do anything for people who don't want to stop. You must want to stop yourself. That's the only way. 73 rider. After a Christmas binge, there is definitely a void of a kind of depression, even for non-alcoholics. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, it's a dull period anyway. It's like a load of Sundays all together, isn't it? Richard, as well. Yeah, serious stuff. Definitely, alcohol. It's not good. Kills too many people. Every 10 seconds, somebody dies of an alcohol-related illness of some sort, or suicides. We've talked about that before. Crime, suicides, all this sort of thing. It's not a good thing, but we'll still go on. It's gone on for hundreds of years, isn't it? Drinking. Probably a little bit of prohibition. When the mafia got hold of it, I watched the program the other day about this mafia boss. They really went to town on that prohibition. That's where they made a lot of the money. The mafia. Alcoholism is serious stuff. It's as serious as a heart attack, basically, isn't it? Alcohol. It's got to be taken very seriously. Unfortunately, it wasn't by me and a lot of us here, because I used to say to the doctor, I didn't say the doctor. They used to say, you should cut down. I said, my head is, I'll be all right. It's a big part of my life. Yeah, it's true, Scott, but we don't want to admit it. How are you, Urban? How are you doing? Sometimes a lot of us live in denial, For years, I haven't got a problem. We see other people, and we compare ourselves to them. And we think, well, I'm not as bad as him because I don't drink spirits. That's what I used to think, stupidly. I was down pint after pint of lager, premium lager, 4, 5, 6%. And drinks you get now are even worse. Well, for strength, I mean. We all know how it destroys our lives, but we still do it, don't we? That's the problem, isn't it? bizarre. Richard, how you been? Gareth, hey Sue gang, doing well over here in Dublin. Only a few days to go, and things will settle down and back to normal. We can do this. Good night, all luck. Well, look after yourself. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Finish it all off. Dylan, did you have drink issues with police officer? Do you feel ever sad for those in crimes who may be reminded of you? So, not really problems when I was working. I was off duty. My days at work. If I had 3 or 4 days in a row, I get too much to drink, But I still have a little bit of drink all the time. I'm proud to say I'm an alcoholic from Scooter. Simon, even Steve, to all in the chat. Thanks, Simon. Tomorrow, Christmas blues, holiday blues, Sunday blues is natural occurrence coming off a high. That's very true. Yeah, it's a very good point. It's just it seems worse at Christmas because there's a downtrend in people's mood, isn't it? I noticed today as I was driving around a little bit, been up to a place in Northumberland, and the angry drivers are back. It's packed on the A1, really busy today. People coming back from holiday season or whatever, and the garages were busy. People filling up for tomorrow for work. Jesus, no, it's not good. I hope you do benefit from these lives. If you do, please support the channel if you can. The super chats and also buy me a coffee link on the right. The more support we get, the more we can do. So yeah, there's a bit of a dull period now, or lull, but really, I think New Year hasn't really got the same emotional aspect as Christmas. People don't really go mad on New Year anymore. I mean, the Scots do. It's Christmas is the time when you have these family get-togethers and people think, oh, have a drink, and they all start to reminisce about the old times, the good times, the bad times, whatever. And that's when people get in a mess. You can't afford to do it. You have to focus on this a little bit. Well, not really. If you've got a relapse issue, in that sobriety has to be your number one, well, priority, really. It's got to be it, because if you're not sober, then you're going to fall back and nothing will get done again. So you've got to work on that. Once you get sober, you can work on everything else. You can work on your fitness, your health, overall well-being, really. And you will feel better, and you'll get better, and you will get your mojo back. Trust me, you will. Hello, Ben. Hello again, Steve. Enjoying this, mate? That's good, Ben. Hope everyone's enjoying it and contributing. I know people watching don't comment. That's not a problem. It's the darkness also, which is depressing. After January, you see the days get longer. Yeah, it's been very, very dark, isn't it, this week? Even during the day. Frankenstein, I will die of this. Please don't drink. Yeah, you can get some help from me if you want. You won't die if you pull yourself together. It's hard. It's not easy to do this, but it is possible. If there's a possibility of doing it, then you've got to go for it, haven't you? And find something which is more important. As long as you can get off it. I mean, I'm talking about here. I couldn't stop because I was having seizures. God knows who you don't get at that stage, but anybody who is off, then just focus on the good times and think about how bad it is. Frankenstein, you don't have to die. Exactly. Choose life. Choose life. Life's far better. I've lost a couple of colleagues when I met this year through suicide, and I still don't know what was wrong with them. They seemed to me, on the surface, to be the least likely people to get into trouble, really, with this. But it wasn't alcohol, which, as far as I'm aware, you can overcome it, Frankenstein. Of course you can. If I can do it, Trickling can do it, Scorpio can do it, Samara can do it, you can do it. It's a question of choice. You have to choose a different way. That's the thing. A different way of life, a different way of live. It's a different way of life when you don't drink. If you've been drinking for most of your adult life, then to suddenly stop and have that void left, it's difficult sometimes to fill that. And that's where you have to look at it, keep busy and do something positive. Option. So our shortest day of the year is December 21st, so we get an extra 2 months of daylight from now. God, I hope so. Yeah, happy days. But it just seems to have been dark during the day. That forces people in the pub as well, doesn't it? I've stopped going into the local Wetherspoons recently because I just feel people resent me now. My sheer presence in there, I just feel people. I'm not paranoid, but I feel people don't like me anymore since I've moved on. It's a terrible thing that the jealous in life. Jealousy is more. It's a stronger emotion than love, isn't it? just tell us I don't like this person I've become. And I feel fucking great. So that's another thing. Don't be pressurized to drink by these people. Dismiss them. I don't dismiss them, but just move on is the best way. Let them guess what you're up to. And keep things private. That's another thing. God, Frank, we can do it. Don't give up, pal. Exactly, yeah. Frank, you have to be positive. I know it's difficult, but you can do it. You have to come in here and get in touch. Scorebob, they don't like us becoming stronger. That's a good point. Scorebob. Bloomis, good evening, everyone. How are you doing? How's Denmark, Bloomis? Nice to see you. You have a good Christmas? So obviously they didn't know us. Yeah, let's go the sauce in the drink mode, and they don't like us when we come out of that, you see. Yeah, how's Denmark doing, Bloomis? The first one from overseas now at the moment. Do you have any opinions on meds like antidepressants and antipsychotics elsewhere? I don't, Q. I've never taken anything else apart from diazepam a couple of times to come get me off the booze. Maybe other people can enlighten us. Anybody been involved with the psych meds like antidepressants? The new broken version. That's a good point. It's got a new broken version. Drinker, and it's cool. It's too cool to take long walks, but we are watching horror films now. Well, that's good. And you need to stop the booze, So watch it, yeah. When you have get a bit negative, get rid of the negativity in your life. That isn't easy either, but you can just, as my partner says, block type thing. But in your head, Bruce had a nice Christmas. We had duck and pork roast, and I had zero alcohol. It was good. Excellent, Bruce. Pleased to hear that. They go wow. Yeah, they go wow. I just don't have any time for them. So going forward, we've got Christmas out of the way. Focus on the new year. Maybe make some plans because you will feel better. You'll have more energy. You'll have more money. Because the amount of money that just came up, drained out my bank account through drinking and bad choices is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yes, I sense their resentment. Yes, weird, isn't it? When I run into old friends while I'm out and about in a small town. They're always either heading to the pub or stumbling back home, depending on the time. It's so true, urban accent. Really true, isn't it? And this is only a small area where I live, really, relatively speaking. You do feel resentment. Your sheer presence seems to piss them off. And it's only recently I've noticed the fascination that people have with my life now. Nothing's happened other than I don't drink. I've got a new partner. I'm doing a bit of this, but I haven't become an overnight millionaire. I don't drive a Ferrari and have a yacht. But they're fascinated by what you're doing. All this kind. That's why you've got to keep private and keep out of the way. Are you feeling blues? Are you feeling the blues, Stephen? I'm noticing the little title of the stream. No, I'm just talking about in general how when you drink heavily, you've had a good spell on the booze, how you come down and you get a bit down when you got to go out of work, that sort of thing, But fortunately, I'm retired, so I don't have to worry about that. I was just happened to me after holidays and things, Bloomis, when I had a long session off, a long time off work and have a few drinks. So anxiety medication worked for me. It's just a matter of getting the right medication that works for you. Okay, well said, someone. Trigger, in our town, they are waiting till 8:30 to perform. Yeah, they do, yeah. And they're always there. Same seat, same table. Sit at table 17. Scott, I can't let outside forces affect me in my serenity. No. You must preserve your sobriety at all costs. At all costs, because if you can't look after yourself, you can't look after anybody else. And you don't want to go back to where you were because it's going to be worse. And that's how I keep off it. Think how ill I'm going to be if I start drinking again. And that's what I tell people on a one-to-one mentoring, you see. And I've got an ebook out, so I'm going to look at that. So all this stuff's in the links on the videos. Scope of I'm medicated. It's okay. Non-narcotic. But keep the focus. You've got to feel alive again. You will feel alive again, but you've got to channel your energy into something positive. Not go on the booze. It's so easy, though, isn't it? On a cold November morning, a warm morning, anytime, just go. You can get it 24 hours a day. And once it starts, I've even had thoughts, I was ill, but it's like have just one. You cannot do it. Get that thought out of your head straight away. I think I'll still take melatonin to get into sleep. that's fair enough. Sleep stuff's right. Let's go about thiet. We've got dopamine levels. We deplete our dopamine levels. Lewis, did you have a nice one, Steve? Good food? No, yeah, but brilliant, Lewis. Really good. My partner brought on some lovely food. I had a nice Christmas. Very, very good. And sober as well. Zoloft and other medicines. Know what that about. I don't know much about medication, like I say. I've only ever taken diazepam, which was to help with withdrawal, and so I didn't have a seizure, which was obviously horrific when I did have a seizure. I still don't know what happened. I had a few seizures. As well, I suppose your body gets used to the chemical effect of having, your brain gets used to them being smelled all in your system. It's not good at all, not a nice experience. John Doe, hey John, winter is depressing though. I was complaining about the heat in the summer. On the sun back, I never complain about the heat. We've been away quite a bit this year, just little breaks, you know. I love the sun. Gives you a bit of a lift, doesn't it? You feel better in the morning, and people around you seem happier in the sunshine. We're driving like maniacs in the horrible weather. It's tempting to stay indoors and isolate when it's grey and wet outside, but I force myself to put on the waterproof hikers and head to the bakery cafe. That walk gets rid of the carbs. Well, some of them, yeah. Depends what you're eating. Mince pies and cakes. Anyway, it's good that you get out, isn't it? That's the thing. Sitting indoors will make you depressed. Unless you're busy, folks. So it's all about our brain chemistry, dopamine levels. Of course, it is, yeah, definitely. Here I take Zyprex and something else, mess with my anxiety and stomach. Zoloft worked for me for a time in 2015, thinking of starting clozapine. Thanks, Kibo, for that. I don't know anything about these medications, but obviously the doctors will know what they're doing, hopefully. So we need to work on bringing back who we were, who we can be. Yeah, exactly. John, this summer was good though, wasn't it? It was hot for about the year. It was a very steady summer, even in the northeast. It was reasonably warm. It was nice to see a bit of sunshine, a bit of blue sky. So vitamin D is essential for dopamine, serotonin levels. Just by sunlight, get as much sunlight as you can in the winter. Yeah, you've got to get out and about if you can. Any fresh air, it's good, isn't it? Glymis, would you recommend the job? Especially my 17-year-old daughter is talking about becoming one. But here in Denmark, it's a tough job and it doesn't pay that well. Exactly the same in the UK. It's a very tough job and doesn't pay very well. But it's very uplifting. Can be exciting if you're in the right place or anywhere, actually. If you put the work in, you get a lot out of it. It's the same as anything, really. But yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I miss the camaraderie. And obviously, you work in the centre of London. So yeah, Bloomers would definitely give it a shot, without a doubt. And at the end of it all, you should get some sort of recompense for the pension, which is quite good, isn't it? You never think you're going to be older. And as soon as you're older, I think, God, thank God I got that pension. You know what I mean? I hope you're enjoying these lives or benefits from them anyway. If you do, please support the channel if you can by hitting the super chat button or the Buy Me Coffee link is on the right there. I've not seen a few of the regulars on over the holidays, but they'll be back. People have other things to do at this time of year. People travel to see relatives and that sort of thing. Benjamin, hope, yeah, there is hope out there. Or that's just part of a message, maybe. Anyway, Benjamin, hope you had a good Christmas. So you got to plan this New Year thing. You've got to try and push for sobriety, push for good health, because your health is your wealth. If you haven't got your health, you've got nothing. How wealthy you are, who you're married to, what your house is like, where you live. If you haven't got your health, you're knackered. And you can preserve it. Don't get me wrong, we can die of anything, but you give yourself a better chance if you don't drink. It's a big killer. It's a big contributor to other factors, other killers as well, cancers and heart problems, pancreatitis, blood disorders, all this sort of thing. But I hope you're well. I'm going sober in New Year. Any advice? Click on you know where the link is. I'll just say advice. Take it easy at first. It's the best thing, really. And focus on it. I can help you on doing a one-to-one if you want, but you can't just stop suddenly if you're dependent. Just taper down a bit at first, and then go down from there. Urban, I'm not a doctor or a nurse. Be careful with benzos and antipsychotics. They can cause more issues than they fix for low mood. Mirtazapine can help with sleep as well. Ask your doctor. Thanks, Urban. Pat, Actually, in your police job, did you ever attend deaths of elderly people who died alone because of alcoholism? Quite a lot, yeah. Yeah, quite a lot. All sorts of things, really. Suicides, murders, a lot. You do a whole lot in the police, to be honest. It wasn't just elderly people. There's a lot of young people died of alcohol-related illnesses and crimes involved in that sort of thing. And Steve, some people don't get alcohol addiction. They just think they're a weak person, and that judgment can push people away further into the addiction. You feel like a helpless loser. Yeah, a lot of people don't get it. They don't understand it. I think what you mean. They don't understand the thing. You just slow down. That's the problem with GPs. They don't really understand it. They don't because they haven't. They're not alcoholics. Only an alcoholic can relate to an alcoholic properly. Doctors are good at giving you medication, and surgeons can stitch you up brilliant. But actually, the understanding of it, what it means, your way of thinking, nobody can understand that. No, it's only me and the other people in here know how we all feel. They've been there. Ben, I won't be tipping down. I will have a few beers tomorrow night, and then that's it. I don't drink every day, but I just want to focus on better health. Good man, man. You know what you're doing. Just keep it in check. I think I've seen young people buy a lot of bottles in the supermarket. I wanted to say something, but didn't. Do you think I should say something to them? Nah, it's not worth it drinking. It really isn't worth it. It's up to the person, to be honest. There should be more messages out there. I'd like to get into schools and things like that and give them a message and actually show them what I was like. But I think just as saying something in the supermarket's not really worth it. But it's a good thought, though, isn't it? It's just trying to help. Kevin Turner, hit the gym, pool, buy a bike, reading club, go to church, loads to do. Don't be the same tired, knackered person who sits and spoons all day in 26. It's very true that. Why? How can they do it? They must get bored. I didn't do that, I had quite a varied lifestyle. I didn't just sit there for 40 years. One guy he reached retirement age the other day. They call him Jack Harrison. Anyway, he had a party for his retirement. He's never worked. What's all that about? UK, of course. Oh, no, no, that's in my post here for YOLO. No, that's in my. No, sorry. Now that I'm in my post YOLO, it's becoming increasingly important to stay active, not just walks, but focus on exercising. Swimming, dancing, so yeah, keep it focused. That's reflux is bothering me. Might be. Maybe we'll seeing the doctor about that. But I used to get a little bit like to take a few bennies. Scott, I think they don't ever question others' motives. If they drink, it's their business. That's a good point. Yeah, best not to get involved. We have enough enough struggle to look after ourselves, don't we? So I was talking about them trolls. I've got a busy time looking at myself, doing this, but as getting on there, trolling people, mental. Ben, I played drums, Steve. I used to fill up so many gigs by drinking too much. But I used to play the bass, but I wasn't a drinker then, really. Funny enough. Either. I think I had the same cure when I drank all the time. The acid reflux it messes your digestive system up, doesn't it? So, man, nobody chooses to be an alcoholic. It's just one of life's lotteries. You either become one or you don't. It's any alcoholic who wants to be an alcoholic. Nobody does today. I do quite a lot of videos on, I think the fact that alcoholics are never happy. You know that? I've never seen a happy one. I've always seen lots of sober, happy people. Not the drunks, but alcoholics, alcohol dependent, whatever you want to call them. John Doe gets something from the doctor for acid reflux. Yeah, I just took that. What's it called? Galveston or something, but I never had it seriously. Then I had it was a serious problem with the liver, but that rectified itself as much as it can. Because when you get cirrhosis, you've got to still have scarring, but your liver will repair it to a point where it can be compensated and you won't get any symptoms and you should live a reasonable life. But you must keep yourself active. You drink plenty of water, have a good diet, and keep positive. And also get some sleep if you can. So I wasn't truly happy even as you are. I wasn't, no. You always wonder why you did it. But I must admit, I used to get swept along on the crest of a wave, man. Here I take esomeprazole. Thanks to all these pills are not good for you, all this medication. It's always side effects to things. If you can avoid medication, do you? If you've got a headache, go for a walk, drink some water or something. Don't just take medication unless it's vital. Dennis, good evening, Stephen. Anyone nice to see you, Dennis? You all right? John, I had reflux. I tried the over-the-counter stuff, but it didn't work as well as prescription. No, of course not. No. Prescription's always going to be better, isn't it? Pat Scan, do you think Wetherspoons are contributing to UK's alcohol problem? They are like hospices these days. 100%, Pat. 100%. I've actually done a few videos on that. Definitely contributing to alcohol problems. People will argue and say, well, they're there for us shift workers. There's hardly any shift workers where I live around here. It's not like in the middle of London or Manchester. You know what I'm saying? It's just a place for alcoholics to go in the winter and the summer. In the winter more so because they can't afford the heating, so they're sitting there all day and it's cheap. Very strange company with this one. To lower the price of alcohol when other people are trying to get dry January out of the way. Peter, how do you get an appointment? How to get an appointment at the being told there's a 2-week wait for the doctors? I would just insist on it. Or just turn up at the doctors is the best way. I would just turn up. They'll say I can't wait 2 weeks. That's it. If not, go to A&E. You've got to use the system. I think I will get better, Ben. Of course it will. Wetherspoons are alcoholics social clubs. They are. I would say Wetherspoons are God's waiting room. To be fair, some of the people in there look 70 and they're 30 because they don't eat. They were like, "Well, I was like, I just can't get over it, Absolutely horrendous, really bad." So Wetherspoons are alcoholics social clubs. Yeah, they're just. Somebody mentioned their hospices. They've got worse, I think the type of just the people, the atmosphere, and what's actually going on in there is hideous. When it comes to good drummers, my favourite band is Led Zeppelin. Listening always makes me a bit sad. John Bonham died in 1980. Alcohol played a major part of the tragedy. Alcohol plays part in a lot of young deaths, whether it's at the top level of entertainment or the bottom level of socio-economic problems. Scott Bob, if you frequent the pub often, you're most likely an alcoholic, of course. It's like the cheap pub in our town. All the alcohol sit there. It's half price, isn't it? Of anywhere else. And I put a few comments a few videos, and the comments was, "Oh, you shouldn't say this about people." I'm not talking about people. I'm about the pub themselves, not the people. The pub creates this atmosphere where you can get pretty much drunk all day on very little money. Bloomers, speaking of musicians, how is Keith Richards? I'm not sure, to be honest, Bloomers. Didn't know he was ill, to be fair. Anybody know who Keith Richards is? Keith Richards is still alive, I think so. Kevin, true about spoons. Everyone sits there moaning or staring into a glass on their own, scared to get out and live a life. And it's many men, isn't it? Single men. And they're the sort of guys who say, "Oh, I can't bother with women." Wankers. Can't find. Don't know what a woman is. Up any Park Avenue or park bench, alcohol doesn't discriminate. That's very true. I like that. Park Avenue or park bench. It's so true. The amount of stars it's brought down, a lot of people it's killed, It's absolutely incredible. Yeah, Bridget Bardot, she was my nun, 91, fantastic. Been around since, all our lives, hasn't she? And that's Savannah. It's, you always seem to get a lot of deaths around Christmas, unless it's just more publicised. There's more people watching TV, It could be a lot to do that. You're more aware of it. It's got about rich alcoholics are even harder to help because they're entitled. Good point. Bob009. Hi, how are you doing, Bob? Good to see you. Nice to see all of you here. Bloomers, have you ever gone into delirium tremens? Not me personally. Bloomers, I think Sabrina may have done. I've never had that. Fortunately, I used to I've had seizures though, which is horrendous. Go Bob. Poor people get well easier. You might be right. Bob, you doing too much about Christmas. If you need any help, I'll do one-to-one mentoring. There's a link in the description part of my videos. If you want to have a look at that. I'm kidding. I see. Poor people get well easier. Probably do though. Peter, don't like that saying. "I'll always go there." Really human, don't live it. Neil, hi Steve. How you doing, Neil? No, all alcoholics don't go to Wetherspoons, but there's a lot of them in there. I think that's what he's trying to say. Because it's cheap. And, you can sit there with your mates. I went. I'm not alcoholic. Keith Richards is still alive, and last I heard, still rotting out. Apparently he's got arthritis. Well, So for a lot of people, how old is he? He must be 110. He's well old, isn't he? He's always looked wrinkly though. They've lived a hell of a life, haven't they? They've been very lucky to go as long as they've gone. Really, 82 is he? He's looked 82 since he was 52, wasn't he? His face and he's ironed. The amount of drugs, same as all yours, but I mean, the stuff he took, he must have been very resilient. I mean, I got seriously ill just from lager. I must be a bit of a lightweight, to be fair. I know guys who drink champagne, they drink whiskey, they drink wine, they have a whole mix, and they seem all right. They haven't been in hospital like I was. They still live quite full lives. I mean, I was brought down fast and slow for a date with alcohol. But has anyone else had auditory hallucinations before? I have music playing, voices next door. I think I may have had a bit of auditory, but not the proper DTs. Lewis, whiskey's dangerous. Why is whiskey more dangerous than strong lager or wine? Because the doctors tend to think it's anything can damage the liver. It's got alcohol in it, obviously, ethanol, and so pretty much the same. But I suppose hard liquor might hit the liver hot quicker. JP, I recall being pissed off when quit speaking to other alcoholics. Been 14 years, but they would say it takes years to be free of it. It simply isn't true. That's a very good point. Yeah, once you're off it, stay off it. Then your acute loneliness is a huge contributing factor to excessive drink abuse. You see it with single men just using the pub as a coping. Yeah, that's very true, Lenny. Yeah, but Bob, get you drunk much faster than it takes a smaller time. Thanks, Bob. Ben down spot on, Lenny. It is true. Loneliness is very, very pivotal in this. So I know a man who was 70, started drinking when he was 50 and never ever stopped. He looks bad. But he's just, Jesus, he's still alive. And the other guys I knew from my school, although I moved away for 30 years, came back, they look terrible. And the regular drinkers, I mean, every day. The people in the local Wetherspoons where I am, 90% of the everyday clients in there, 90%. So when I ordered through hallucinations, my outboard motor starts playing music, Indian music, after about an hour. And I'm sure Indian music. Must be tinkering. What's the word? Tinky or something? There is a word for it. Pinking, isn't it? Engines. So yeah, going for New Year coming up. So have a plan for 2026. If you on the edge, as it were, like thinking, should I stop? Should I cut down? Should I keep drinking? Then the only way, if you want to improve your life, is to stop. If you have an alcohol issue, in my experience, in my view anyway. I'll probably am an alcoholic, but it's certainly not all I am. Well, exactly, yeah. That's just part of you, isn't it? And this is why we were talking earlier about people's views, They don't like you because what you become, but you haven't actually become anything different. You've just lost all the carry on, the baggage that you had, which is booze holding you back. Because when you're sober, you can do virtually anything, can't you? You're more reliable, you're able to function properly, you can earn more money, you can do anything. Lewis, I once went to a festival 5 days and drank all the time. When I came home, all I wanted was to sleep. But I couldn't because I was still hearing music. My brain was messed up. Yeah, Blue messed my brain up as well, man. Horrific. But not in that way. Mine was more anxiety fueled. I could hardly walk around the street without feeling dizzy. Bob, how to overcome alcohol when it's your coping mechanism? Exactly, yeah. It was mine for a long time. I had a bad relationship, and it went tits up because of my anxiety and all sorts. I don't think whiskey is more dangerous. It just packs more alcohol per volume. The same size glass will have way more alcohol content of beer. Oh yeah, obviously. Yeah, thanks. Ben Diamond used to take me a good week to recover from last week. I bet. No chance of doing that these days. But just to keep off the booze. We're at a different stage of life. JP, I was on Oregon drunk. But I didn't first sober. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, it's mind altering, isn't it? Mind altering. So, Peter, Steve, let's suppose we're not there. They wouldn't drink. It makes no difference. No, I just think that they contribute though to alcohol dependence because of the price and the location. That's all. So a penny is okay, and much more than that. Same way you're happy drunk or not drunk. Always happy. You've always been happy. Only happy when I was really unhealthy and I was in hospital. I've always been happy. I didn't really change much, to be honest. So, are you an introvert or someone who can't communicate? Mr. Mr. Supplements scene. Plus 2000 auditory hallucinations is a side effect from cutting out alcohol. I heard a dog running and barking around the hospital. I was drying it out. Oh, drying out. But yeah, if you want to contribute to the channel, then please do. Nice to see some super chats or buy me coffee links here as well on the right. The more support we get, the more we can do, and the more people we can help. That's what we're here for. We're here to help people get healthy again. So I used to get horrific thoughts going through my brain when I was withdrawing. It's not nice, is it? Like I said, I didn't get this DT, so thankfully. I think I was an aggressive drunk most of the time. Now I'm always calm. Yeah, because it settles you down, doesn't it? A lot of us are overthinkers, bordering ADHD sometimes, and I think that alcohol used to dull things down a bit, slow down the brain, definitely. Um, so it's like, oh, calm down a bit. And you needed that. I mean, I needed that. Busy shift in central London, working all the time and running to the pub was like, oh, calm down. Thanks, Pat. Fantastic for that donation. Cheers, Pat. It makes a big difference to the channel. The support we get, huge difference. Much appreciated. I pressed the wrong button there. It's nice to see you on here. Hope you're sorted for New Year and everything. Thank you very much, Pat. Because I think that alcohol enhances who you are sober. So if you're a happy person, so you're a happy drunk. Yeah, I agree with that. To some degree, definitely. Urbanized, I had to learn how to deal with feelings on my own without using the alcohol to fuzz out the edges. Yep, the feels are real, and it takes time to learn how to just sit with them. It's very, very true. That. Thanks, Pat. Really appreciate that. If anyone wants to join Pat and help the channel out, then please do. Keeps the lights on, so to speak, and keeps us at number one with these lives, I think. I don't think anyone else is taking them on. I think Superstar tried, and I think a couple of people have tried, but haven't kept them on. I remember being aggressive towards a policeman because he woke me up on a bench and in jail sober. So, it's mind altering, like I say, mind altering, isn't it? Kathy, good evening, Kathy. We're having a blizzard today where I live. Bloody hell, I used to drink through them. This morning I got out, just watched the snow, and enjoyed the experience here. Much better day than in the past. Everything's better, Kathy, isn't it? Even the storm, that you say. Because before, I think, would have been very, very worried about stuff. Well, Blumers, thanks so much for that. Support there from Blumers. Thanks for your help. To everybody being on here, really makes a difference. That. Thanks so much. Blumers, you're the top man. Also, as Pat and Kathy and all the rest of us on here. Good team of people. Kathy, when you were in the blizzards in the past, you probably I don't know, I think when I was drinking, I felt fragile all the time. That we'd blown away in a high wind, But it's amazing, that sort of experience. And imagine what it's like when you're withdrawing and you're drunk, you can't face the snow. When you're sober, you can do anything, can't you? You can pretty much get out and about and enjoy anything and deal with anything. We've all got problems. We all get problems when we're sober, but we're not focused on the problems all the time. John, angry drunks are quite few and far between. I've only known one or two over the years. I saw quite a lot in the police, obviously, because we get directed to them, Plymouth, angry drunks are the worst, and it's often the ones that are real quiet. So, yeah, it can change the personality, doesn't it? Depends what sort of drink you're, I suppose. I was quite a steady away sort of person. Adam, I am 39 and have had a minimum of 70 sale bottle of whiskey a day for the last 5 years, and I know it's killing me. I can feel it, but I can't stop. Adam, why don't you get in touch with me? There's my number. I don't know where you are. If you're outside the UK, it's +44. Send me a text. I do an alcohol and a mentoring and support program as well. The links are in the description part of all the videos. 70 sales of whiskey every day. It's a lot of whiskey in 5 years. Cirrhosis is caused, liver damage in general is caused by long-term use. I had to learn to deal with uncomfortable feelings. That's the thing. The reprieve alcohol provided was an illusion. It compounded my problems in very serious ways. It does in the end, yeah. It's very short-term gain for very long-term pain, isn't it? Loomis, Adam, thanks for reaching out. Stephen's help. Thanks, Loomis. Wow, John, thanks for that super chat now and there. Thanks. Brilliant, John. Thank you so much. Thanks for all your support in here. Makes a massive difference to the channel. Keeps us going. And like I said, we're doing amazing, really. 1S LSD. What is your opinion of using LSD as a form of treatment for alcoholism? Thanks for your super chat there. To be honest with you, I've never taken any other drug other than alcohol. So it would be difficult for me to comment on that. I don't know if anybody else has got any opinions on that one about LSD, but I haven't tried it. My obviously my biggest drug was, my only drug was alcohol. Thanks for the super chat, there. Brilliant. Thanks very much. Samara got detained at my sister's house for being drunk, walked out of the police station in the morning, hungover, dressed in my sister's no shoes, had to dressed in my sister's no shoes, had to walk up about a mile. So embarrassing, isn't it? Peter, what is all this about the people who are angry when they don't drink? Well, exactly. A lot of people are angry, aren't they? I think my anger only came out if I drank. That was a problem. Yeah, it was, I'd say, mind altering. Thanks so much for these super chats. Make a massive difference. Like I said, I don't know about LSD. Michael, I generally didn't know it was rain tail. Okay, I don't know what that means. Michael, does anybody know what Michael means? I generally didn't know it was rain tail. Okay, why 1S? You got any? Yeah, back in the day, LSD, wasn't it? You guys are legends for supporting this man. Thanks, Blummus. I appreciate it all. Appreciate everyone coming on here and the chats and people coming along and putting their point forward. And their experience of life is massively important as well, isn't it? The experience we get of what's been happening in our lives, what's about to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, isn't it? But keep the mystery up. Because I remember when I was heavily into alcohol and, well, just about dying with it, really. I had no focus. I had no future. I just wanted every day to be better, and it was never any better. Michael, sorry, I just mean that Jason said earlier it was worse when it rains. Oh, I see what you mean, yeah. It's always worse when it rains, isn't it? Yeah, I understand what you mean. It's it opens up your life again. You get your purpose back. You switch your light back on because you lose all. You can, when you're drinking. I can see when I've seen people I used to know who are heavy drinkers. Now that I'm sober, they've got no light in their eyes. They're just dull. Their lives are dull, and they cannot ever get over that unless they stop. They're going to get worse and worse. That's the issue, isn't it? It's not any easier. Blummus, have you ever walked up in the middle of the night to drink more? Oh yeah, lots of times. Yeah, I was completely and utterly addicted to it. Couldn't go a minute without it. I'd drink somewhere. Always lager though. I've tried wines and spirits, didn't do anything for me. Always had a can of beer by the bed as well. Up and you had to learn how to communicate without fear of rejection or whatever it is. Yeah, you got to get your confidence back. Alcohol will drain your confidence. It's like putting a tube in your stomach, just draining you all away. Done on the brain now. You become a different type of person. They have next. Back in the drinking days, my aggression would certainly be at max during the hangover and drinking for the day's first drink. After 2 or 3 beers, all good until the next day. Each one was worse. I put a little post on the other night there. After 3 drinks, a normal person is out of control. Okay? A normal person is out of control. After 3 drinks, an alcoholic is gaining control. It's so true, that, isn't it? Normal person, 3 drinks, they're out of control. Alcoholics need 3 drinks to get in control. Adam, I'll text you, mate. I am in North East Lancashire. Oh, that's okay. I can get through, yeah. Just I'll get a lot of overseas inquiries as well. Just drop me a text. Cheers, Alan. It's a good saying that normal people will get out of control with alcohol. Alcoholics need to get in control because when we're alcoholic, we start shaking, we start overthinking, we start worrying, we start getting this huge anxiety. We can't do anything. We can't perform. Can't do anything. Thanks, John. Appreciate that. But the documentary "Rain in My Heart" is a must-watch for anyone worried about their drinking. Yeah, I've seen bits of that. It's hideous, isn't it? Watch it. It's hard to watch. I mean, it's hard to watch it. Thanks, Pat. So I need my vodka to feel normal in the morning. Yeah, exactly. You see, why did I needed a few cans of salad? I wasn't even feeling normal. I was feeling the 10% of normal, but I had to have something in my system because it was an addiction. It's an addiction. It's like heroin addiction, isn't it? People who smoke will reach for a cigarette as soon as they wake up and get out of bed. They'll be smoking in bed. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? When I look back, at the time I thought it was normal. I admit other people can do it. So when your fear of quitting was worse than actually quitting. Yeah, I must admit quitting was difficult for me, man. So I spent most of my adult life using alcohol to cope with problems. I only socially matured and grew up when I stopped drinking. Yeah, I know what you mean by that. Yeah, we're a bit daft when we're drinking, weren't we? Bruce, did you ever go into work drunk, not from the evening before, but because you were drinking? No, I didn't do that. Bruce. Most of mine was, I retired quite early actually. Most of my heavy, dangerous drinking was when I was finished work, when I retired. But I had binge weekends, but I managed to sort of sober up. I take the extra day off, that sort of thing. But I'm struggling with vape addiction. Okay. I'll probably help with that a little bit. If you get in touch with me, there's a link on the description part of all the videos. I'll have a look into that for you. I know that a lot of people went from cigarettes to vapes. I personally have never smoked, but there might be other people who never got an opinion about that. I think you can get addicted to smoking and drinking quite easily, to be fair, because it's so normalised, isn't it? Although there's less people smoke, a lot more people vape, so it's 6 and 2 threes really. But because we're expected, more or less, to drink alcohol as we grow older, that's why it's such a problem. You're not expected to take cocaine or to take heroin when you leave school, but you're expected to go for a drink. The police stations, the big ones, used to have police clubs in them. Prison officers used to have prison officer clubs. Big factories used to have clubs in the factories. I mean, it's just contributing to it all, you know? That's a good point out, Penny. Fear of quitting is worse. Thomas Wagon, how are you doing? Been sober all Christmas. It's been the best one for years. Well done to you for doing that. I don't know if there's not enough research into vapes yet. It's a relatively new thing. Yeah, but the addiction side maybe can be fixed up. I know what you said about the actual chemical effects, as it were, on the body. Bend down, Samara. What age did you stop me? Vapes, new thing, but any addiction's the same. It's like gambling, isn't it? You just got to turn you. It's all about mindset, isn't it? At the end of the day, really. But that's part of the reason I can't smoke weed now is because it would not immediately trigger me to have a beer, right? You can't even go there. But sure, it's tempting, sneaky thoughts. Yeah, don't let the sneaky thoughts come in. It's difficult, though, isn't it? Hi, Samantha, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Hope you're well. I've just been talking generally about post-holiday blues and the fear of going back to work, really, and a lot of other things. So, yeah, vape addiction could be similar to other addictions, but, it's one for a new thing, isn't it? I mean, nicotine is a perfect drug. It is both a stimulant and a relaxant. A lot of people I knew when I was in the Met used to smoke, and some used to just didn't smoke all the time, but only smoked when I had a drink, which always puzzled me a little bit. But like I say, I've never smoked, so I'm not quite the expert on that. But like I say, it's all addictions. It's a similar pattern. Any addiction is only cured when you change your mindset, and only you can do that. You can't have somebody advise you on your mindset. So when I bend down, 2011 was my last drink. 14 years ago. 6 years, roughly half. The immature part of the mind thinks, but I'm Canadian. Weed is totally legal and I can't even partake. It's not fair. You're best off, however, really, if you can't take it, as it were. Pat, nicotine and potatoes, carrots, tomatoes. I didn't know that. Blackstone, good evening. How are you doing, Blackstone? I hope you have a good Christmas. Nice tickety boo. So yeah, the smoking and cigarettes and the alcohol go hand in hand a lot of the time. Ben Diamond, Samara, well, great to hear. Ben down 48 years of age. Stephen, were you around alcohol a lot growing up? Did your parents drink? They did drink at times. They were social drinkers. My mother's still alive, 94, didn't do them any harm. But they had a big area, a big wash house area type thing, I call it, with lots of home brewing. My dad used to make this home brewed lager. That's when I started to have a little tipple. It was really nice as well. I don't know what strength it was, but I was always the one who was still last man standing as a teenager because I've got a tolerance to it. But they weren't big drinkers. So I'm difficult to light the carrot. But yeah. So it wasn't a case of they were encouraging it. Although a lot of alcoholics come from problem drinking families. That's learned behaviour. I don't think it's anything genetic. It's just what's sort of seen regularly in the family. There's booze in the house, all that sort of thing. And if the parents are drinking a lot, then they tend to follow suit. Same with anything, isn't it? Same with maybe weight gain with kids with food or not eating the right food, all that sort of thing. Ben Samara's done very well, 14 years, amazing, isn't it? The one guy in here has been off for 34 years. I mean, it's been so much of his life, which is brilliant, isn't it? John, but every day, just even one day is good to get a start, isn't it? John, my sister and her husband have been smoking vapes for over 15 years. People turn to it because cigarettes are obviously a killer, but are vapes safe? Yeah, I doubt it exactly. I was talking to somebody my daughter knew a couple of years ago, and they'd gone to vapes, and cigarettes were so expensive. They said the vapes were much cheaper. But I know cigarettes are about £15-16 a packet, aren't they? So when I bent down, it took a lot. So it took its toll. I like Uncle Albert in my profile picture. Uncle Albert. Oh, the geezer from Winnie Fools and Horses. Yeah, it takes it out, isn't it, drinking? You've just got to get yourself healthy again and get back in the gym, get yourself, hydrated again, eat some good food, and above all, get some rest as well, Benuzi. Been a month off the smokes and vapes now. Oxygen is quite nice, actually. There you go. Nice to see you in here. We'll take all comers in here. Any addiction is welcome, as it were. It's a good, safe space to talk, isn't it? I don't see how it's any more difficult to get somebody off cigarettes is alcohol. I think alcohol is the worst thing to come off. It's really, really difficult to come off alcohol. But it can be done, that's the thing. Bloomis, I've got to run. Nice chatting with you all. Take care, Stephen. Keep being awesome. Thanks, Bloomis, and thanks for your donation. And thanks for being here. And you're very, your chat and stuff. Brilliant. Peter, can't vape, can't drink, can't smoke. What's left? I tell you what's left. A good world. Because you don't see it long enough, And just because you can't drink and smoke, it's not the end of the world, In fact, not doing those things opens up your life. For me, it did anyway. An cigarettes vaping juice is semi-regulated, so the ingredients are not generally listed. No one really knows what's in the juice, especially in the flavoured ones, right? Interesting. Then usually fully cold turkey, woke up no thoughts and just said, today is the day. Only way I've seen people do it successfully, right? Okay, that's good. I mean, I had to try to do that. Unfortunately, I had seizures, which wasn't good. John, take care, Bloomers. Yeah, speak to you soon. Cheers, Nam. Hi, Stephen. Bit of an uncomfortable one to talk about, but my trigger for me around this time of years, all wrestling videos with the likes of Ric Flair. I see he's a well-known alcoholic now. Interesting, Jason. Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Are you into boxing as well and that sort of thing, though? I think you were. There's triggers for everybody, isn't there? And the important thing is to, as I said earlier, keep sobriety as your priority. Because once you lose that, you lose everything. Trust me. Especially as you get older. Even youngsters have lost it. I know guys who've lost, and girls who've lost their lives in their 20s because of alcohol, through accidents and through suicides. It's a whole, a list as long as your arm of bloody problems with alcohol. There's all sorts of things can happen to sexual assaults and people getting the drinks spiked, and there's rapes and there's murders and domestics and child abuse. All these sort of things are linked to alcohol and public order. They've all got alcohol linked to them somewhere. It'd be a much quieter society, mean, it can't be now because there's too much drinking involved. But if we didn't have alcohol in it, maybe that'll happen in the future. I don't know, but not in our lifetimes. I wouldn't have thought. But actually, I went to a birthday party today and was quite tempted. There were a lot of people, and I'm not particularly social, so I was feeling quite overwhelmed. Didn't come though. I used to get like that. If you feel it, I'd just take some deep breaths or leave. There's no point in you being there, really. If you don't enjoy something, don't do it. It's a question of getting your confidence back again. We don't belong around alcohol, not in large quantities anyway. And if you don't like crowds, you don't like crowds. Just one of those. It starts your anxiety off, doesn't it? A lot of people don't like crowds. A lot of people don't like doing anything without a drink. So you don't want to get back to square one. So well done, Blackstone, mate. You did well. You did very well. If you're tempted to not succumb. Jason, I graduated high school with Mick Foley. Did you watch any of his stuff? Cactus Jack, Dude Love. He must be restless, eh? But I said, Pete, I drew the line at coffee with 1 cube of sugar. Gotta have it in the morning, and that's it. Well, coffee's good, like I was mentioned before, for protecting the liver from all sorts of nasty stuff, including cancer. So if you can get a couple of cups of coffee on, then you're doing really well. I hope you have enjoyed these lives. If you do, please drop the super chat. A few people have. The coffee links on the right there. Helps to keep the channel up and running, as it were. And there's been some good support. Got a lot of regulars on. I'd like to maybe spread it up to 100 viewers at a time, which we can do. If I advertise a bit more. If you know anybody who's interested, just get them on here. A lot of people don't want to talk openly, but they don't have to comment. Just come and have a chat. Like watch the chat. If that makes sense. Pixel, how are you doing, Pixel? Very late at the game. Don't worry, we'll keep going a little bit long. I should hope you're well. Wishing everyone a good day tomorrow. Stay sober, stay safe. It's worth fighting back. You're worth it. Excellent message, yeah. Fight back. It's incredible. I also drink coffee or Earl Grey tea. That's good. Sure, is a new demon apparently. Yeah, I saw something on TikTok or something, or Instagram about that. With the sugars taking over, a lot of it's contributing to a lot of diabetes, isn't it? Michael Mulligan, whoa. Triggered by that wrestling comment. A friend of mine is a paraplegic due to backyard wrestling accident. Cardboard boxes didn't hold up. Wow. Fucking hell. Sorry to swear, it's hideous. Horrendous, isn't it? Peter, sorry you can't drink coffee, but thanks. It's either water or the devil's juice. Stick to water then, Peter, if you can. It's not worth the risk. You've got to think also when you, fancy drinking. What are you drinking? Why are you drinking it? Just to get a little bit of a buzz. I haven't had a buzz. I don't think I had a buzz from alcohol until I was, for me, it's just 30, really. Because after that, it was just heavy drinking. That buzz you got when you're younger. It doesn't happen anymore when you're regularly drinking. It becomes you get too used to it, don't you? Yeah, you get higher in life. That's a good point. You do. Because you got your energy back. All those years has been taken from you, isn't it? Andre the Giant drank 119 beers in 6 hours. It's a lot, isn't it? I think I've seen a photograph of him. It's a hell of a lot of booze. Peter, stress of work. Yeah, I understand where you come from. Yeah, but stress is easier to deal with when you're sober. But I understand exactly what you're saying, Peter. That's what I mean about we're different doctors. All of us in here know about alcohol. The doctors don't know how you feel. John, 57 people watching and only 70 likes. Like the live people, it helps to spread the channel. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, please hit the like button. Please also support if you can. It's all appreciated. Have a look at the videos as well. Keep it moving along. Keep the channel expanding. Nearly 16,000 subscribers now, so let's try and get to 16 tonight, can we? If you haven't subscribed, then please do. Jason, not Penny, I certainly did. I have a history of binge watching the Monday Night Wars, as I said, hard to talk about. I always click the like before I start chatting. Well done, Trigger. That's up to 20 already. There's 61 people watching that, which is good, isn't it? For a cold Sunday night before New Year. It's fantastic, really. So it's all been going quite well with most people. I think most people have stopped with the booze, had a good Christmas lunch, or whatever they did, and got a few presents. Maybe didn't get any, but so what? We're still here, still fighting the good fight, and we're not hungover, feeling rough with anything to worry about. drink-wise, I mean. Pat, was Pete best to Beatle? I think they're talking about wrestlers. Sorry, it's out my pay grade, that one. The legs, not the shorts. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, shorts. Also, I never did that. Never drank spirits, and I'm pleased I didn't in a way. But it doesn't matter anyway now, because the message is really, isn't it? Yesterday is history. Can't do anything about that. Tomorrow's a mystery. We don't want to be here, and today is what we're living for. Hard playing the football. Oh, see, the guys are 28. No, I'm getting mixed up here. So, thanks, Penny. Just having a rough time being there. Got the t-shirt, but thanks again. Yeah, I understand what you said, Pierre. I can tell. It's not easy life sometimes. There's no such thing as a person with no problems. And when we're in the middle of all the problems, we think we've got everything to worry about. 95% of what you worry about never comes to fruition anyway. No, it's not true. It doesn't come true. But I'm doing some long overdue online clothes shopping. When I started looking smart, I spent so long while I was boozing, dressing, joggers, and a t-shirt. Yeah, that's a good point. You don't look after yourself when you're boozing. Didn't get a haircut, didn't go to the dentist, terrible teeth. I just don't think that you do anything positive when you drink, do you? It's all negative. It's a battle, isn't it? A battle between you and the glass, between you and the alcohol, just to see who's going to win. You've got to try and win all the time. You should have to try and win all the time. It's absolutely horrendous. Anyway, we've been on there for over an hour. I'm glad we caught it on this Sunday evening. I'll try and get on during the week, and I'll keep in touch, and I'll let you know. I should have done a short tonight, really, but I've been busy. I hope you've had a good bit of chat, a good bit of watch. Please watch the videos and have a look at other people's comments. I keep pushing this because there's a lot of comments on the videos from a lot of experienced people, a lot of clever people, a lot of people who are knowledgeable in different areas of this, because it's a minefield. Pixel, I was expected I received wine and lager Christmas gift. I don't succumb. So happy for that. It's fair enough. Yeah, give it away. That's what you're best doing, Pixel. Give it or use it as a gift. Just don't even try one, because one we know is the killer. One's too many. And you've got all these cliches coming up. I know for a fact if I drink again, I'm going to die. And that's important to me. It should be important to you as well, because it will take you down so quick. And you don't want to be in a wheelchair. You don't want to have a long, painful death from alcohol. Give it away, Pixel. I would. If you know anybody who drinks, there are people who can drink with control. You might as well give it away. But as long as you don't have it yourself, that's the main thing, isn't it? Michael, it's a cruel paradox because wrestling brings me great joy, but my friends' brothers used to guilt me for pursuing it when they were younger due to their sibling in the wheelchair. Right. Not good, is it? Thanks for posting that, Michael. I appreciate it. Very nice. What's the worst combination for alcohol and sugar? Is dark rum and coke and a navy called dark and dirty. Wow. I bet it is. Well, Submariner will know about that. Thanks for tuning up tonight and chatting, folks. Take care and be the best version of yourself. Stay warm and love yourself. Well said. Okay, on that note, we'll say good night. Thanks to all the moderators. I've seen them all tonight, apart from Stoic. And let's catch up again. I will do a short to announce it. Maybe go on tomorrow night. Thanks for you coming on here. I appreciate it, because I know it's between Christmas and New Year. It's a funny time. Very funny time. And nice to see everyone. Pretty chirpy. Anybody got any problems? They'll get better. I never thought I was going to see daylight again when I was in the hospital. I really didn't. I was right down the bottom. 9 stone, wet through, ascites fluid, liver failure, all this kind, and it wasn't a nice place. It wasn't a nice place. So we're going to put a sort of chat and keep supporting the channel, keep it moving, get it bigger, because there's millions of us around the world needing support. And if we need to save one life, I think we've saved a few already, to be honest, but a few more lives, then it's fantastic, isn't it, to know that you're involved in this, and to be, be able to help you all, and you help me, and that sort of thing is great, Thanks, Jumping Jack. I'll see you. We'll start 7:30 now. I'll speak to you soon, Jumping Jack. Thanks for all your support. donations and all that sort of thing, everybody. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for your chat and your company tonight. And it is a good thing to have an hour's chat with somebody. Because a lot of people will not have anybody else. Thanks, John. Cheers, Simon. And it's nice to catch up. Well, we're foul friends now, aren't we? And the plan was to have a sort of get together at some point, which we will do. Maybe do it in the summer or something. If we get 100 people to support it, then we can meet up somewhere and have a little conference type thing. I don't see why we can't do that. Because it will grow in time, and the more people we get on here, the more support we get, the more we can grow this and do other things. Maybe hire a place and have a proper meeting, invite some people, invite the media, because it's very well publicised in the media how bad it is, isn't it? The alcohol problem, especially in the UK. There's a radio programme on the other night in the LBC about the amount of people that's got problems and the looming recession, AI coming in and all that. So it's going to be a big one. So take care, and I'll see you all soon. And let's have a good one. I've got some hearts out here. I don't know how to do the rest of the emojis. See you soon. Take care.